The movie begins with a burning hospital where firefighters save a little girl. Next we see that 5 friends died mysteriously one by one. The strange thing was that every person who died was called by the person who died before him. The ringtone of everyone's call was also in the form of a lullaby. And there was a voice message in the call, in which every person who died could hear his own voice screaming. Along with this they were also told the time of death. After the death of all of them, a candy also fell from their mouth. All these people were associated with a girl named Beth. After Beth's roommate death, now Beth had a different number. And the time of his death was 7:55 p.m. of the next day. The detective now gets involved in the investigation, because one of the dead was his sister, who was a nurse in the hospital. The detective extracts the details of everyone's phone records, and finds that his sister was the first to die. Before her death, her sister had received a call from a female patient of the hospital, who later died. Now the detective goes to the woman's house with Beth to investigate. There he finds a video CD, which shows her 2 young daughters. The name of the elder daughter is Ellie. Later, upon investigation, the detectives found out that the elder daughter Ellie had died due to an asthma attack. Also, the patient woman had taken her younger daughter to the hospital 9 times, because the younger daughter was injured in different ways, like getting burnt, getting pricked by a needle in the head, sometimes drinking shampoo. Most of the treatment for that little girl was done by the detective's sister. Although that hospital was now burnt. Later the detective learns about the young daughter of the patient woman in an orphanage, whom we saw at the beginning of the movie. When Detective and Beth meet the girl, the sound of a lullaby comes from her teddy bear. This lullaby was the same one which played as a ringtone of died people. While leaving from there, Beth sees the devil standing behind the girl in the window. Then Beth goes to the hospital where her mother took the little girl for treatment. All the doors of the hospital were closed, but suddenly the back door opens on its own. Beth then goes inside and starts looking for clues, then an evil spirit attacks Beth. When Beth runs away from there, she finds the detective there. Now both of them were locked inside the hospital. Later, when both of them reach a room, an evil force attacks the detective, and throws him out of the room, due to which the detective becomes unconscious there. Beth now gets locked in that room. Beth sees a small ventilation passage in that room. To get out, she immediately goes to that ventilation. During this time, calls were coming continuously on Beth's mobile. Then Beth sees a burnt dead body inside, which had a mobile in its hand, and Beth was calling from the same mobile. Beth snatches the mobile from the dead body and immediately leaves it. By doing this, the dead body starts moving. Seeing this, Beth runs away from there, but the dead body chases her and comes on her. Beth repeatedly tells that please don't hurt me. On this, that dead body comes very close to Beth, and says, "Forgive me." Just then the detective also comes into that room. He sees that 7:55 minutes have passed and Beth is still alive. Beth tells the detective that she did not come here but was brought here. Which is not to kill him but to save him. It was the spirit of Ellie's mother who saves Beth. The detective now goes to meet the little girl in the orphanage where the little girl was sleeping. The detective finds the CD in that teddy bear. Actually, there was a camera installed in that teddy bear which is for monitoring small children. From the CD, the detective comes to know that the patient woman's elder daughter Ellie was repeatedly wounding her younger sister. They see Ellie hurting her younger sister every day. Ellie enjoyed doing this a lot. One day Ellie's mother sees this, and locks her in a room. Meanwhile, Ellie has an asthma attack in that closed room. She starts calling her mom, but then Ellie dies. The detective tells the little girl that when your elder sister was torturing you, why didn't you tell all this to your mom? On this the little girl says that her elder sister used to give her candy after giving her the wound, so she did not say anything about it to her mom. The detective now goes to Beth's house, and tells her everything seen in that video. Meanwhile there is a knock at the door. As soon as the detective starts looking through the hole in the door, a knife comes out of the hole and goes through the detective's eye and through his head. Ellie's spirit now breaks the door and comes inside to kill Beth, but then Ellie's mom's spirit stops Ellie from doing so, and once again she saves Beth's life. There the detective dies, and a candy also comes out of his mouth. Now phone numbers for the next victim start dialing automatically from his mobile. And the movie ends here.